guys, before you mention anything regarding porn, I'm gonna let you know right now. Okay, Pornhub has officially done it in the United States. Everybody can breathe. Everybody can relax. Literally after we recorded last week, 2 hours later. Don't ask me how I know the time frame. 2 hours later, it was released. Pornhub Premium. They heard the face of the franchise listeners. They heard the face of the franchise fandom. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. And don't worry, guys. I did a lot of research for you. Premium's worth it. Thank you, Pornhub Premium. Not only all HD. Great storylines, wonderful acting. You get pulled in by the characters. You get off not only nuts-wise, but emotionally. So, Newt, it's just a packed, jam fun for all our listeners, male or female, or whatever you decide to call yourself during quarantine.
Well, I mean, my thing is with Pornhub, I don't know how they didn't sponsor us yet. Like right now, like we're a football podcast. A lot of the porn stars in the industry play fantasy football. Usually their like winnings are like $1 million and the loser like gets a bukkake, like shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I want to hear those stories. We want to bring those stories to life. We want to show that porn stars are not just objects, things of lust. Like if I see you on the street, I will boop you on the nose like a dog because that's how I feel your life is.
Okay.
Jeez. But you know what I mean? It's like we need Pornhub to sponsor this podcast because I'm pretty sure we're advertising Pornhub more than Pornhub.
The point we're making here is not only are we making Pulitzer Prize material by talking about Pornhub or porn or just anything sexual for the first 5 minutes of Pornhub, we literally drove you, our viewers drove you to go and release your premium, but we're getting more traffic to your website. Just give us a little love, maybe a little ad down there at the bottom. The porn pills is getting a little saturated. The dick pills is getting a little saturated there at the bottom. Give us something new. Face of the franchise. Would love to be there.
I'm just done with all the, do you want your dick to be bigger thing? And I'm just like, no. I don't. It's like I'm good. I'm like
you asked me like last night. You asked me this morning. You asked me last week. I had not clicked on it. The answer is still besides the accidental click, which is always the worst. But I want to backtrack for one moment, and then I guess we'll get to the show and talk about football. But you mentioned something important, and I kind of briefly touched on it too. Do not forget the integrity of these workers, and also please donate to Pornhub and all these porn star workers that can't currently work and have no means of actually putting food on the table. They're probably out of the range of the stimulus package, right? They're probably out of that 75 minus range. So I'm just saying, don't forget about them as well. They work hard on these characters in these films. So do give them back and help them out as well.
Only face of the franchise would ask for donations for porn stars and not like first responders or Cure or whatever. No, let's just make sure the porn industry is working, even though I think hooking is still a thing. Like people are ordering hookers and they're coming, and no pun intended.
No, that price is probably skyrocketing.
Yeah, oh my God.
So, hey, but let's do say something. So there are a lot of places you can donate. In all seriousness, if you do want to donate to porn stars that are currently working, that's your prerogative. But if you want something a little more meaningful, something a little more humble, as much as we do joke around, we do like to get a little touch of serious, right, Nude? And the touch of seriousness, I'm going to say there's some great things like tipyourwaitstaff.com that a lot of comedians are going out right now and asking you to support. I'm going to go out on that board and ask you to support as well. You can tip and donate to restaurants and wait staff that is out of work currently. There are a bunch of different IG pages and GoFundMes that are donating to different hospital reliefs, different in terms of families that need funds to get to actually get food on the table. I believe there's a huge celebrity thing that Tom Brady's involved with that just started up. Help me out with the name here, buddy. It's the All In Challenge. It's basically a social media All In Challenge where Tom Brady is asking a bunch of celebrities, and it's called out Roger Goodell to kind of get us into football mode, his wife, and I believe Drake to get in some money to help get food on the table for some people in coronavirus. So there are things you can donate to. There are good meaningful causes. You can donate to those porn stars. But again, wherever you can get food on the table, wherever you feel like you can help, maybe even like $5 of your stimulus package, rest to your rent, rest to you don't need Pornhub Premium anymore, it's free, rest to your bills, then a little bit maybe to help out those that are more needy.
Absolutely. Please donate to wherever your cause leads you. I mean, obviously, wherever helps. I mean, we're not going to shame you for donating to porn stars if that's really what you want to do.
Absolutely,
but hey,
no. Absolutely not here, not on this podcast.
Welcome to another wonderful Skype episode during quarantine. As always, this is Face of the Franchise, hosted by Four Corner Studios. I am your host, as always, the Pharaoh. And across the screen, we got the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. The best swimming coach Michael Phelps has ever seen, even though we never trade him. Lil Joe, what's going on, baby?
Good. I'm glad you mentioned the swim coach. I'm doing my first virtual swim lesson tomorrow with my boy Henry Blue Atlas, former guest of Free Therapy. You may remember TT, of course. So I'm looking forward to that lesson tomorrow, get back in the swing of things. But first podcast where I am drinking, I am thinking, I am moving, I am grooving, I am ready to do it for you, Face of the Franchise listeners. It's been a long fucking day. I had a substitute virtual orientation today, Nude. I just got to get this off my fucking chest.
Go for it. This is, by the way, this is what I'm talking about, of how everybody right now is dancing around, like doing the tango and the fucking, might as well just do the Irish fucking jig at this point, because they're not dick whipping out. I don't fucking know. When you told me this about your training, I was like, dudes just want to fill shit for no reason. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
People just want to honestly feel busy, get your juices flowing, get whatever you need to get going. And it's been, I reached out to all my clients yesterday. Like I told you, I paid all the bills. That's why we didn't record yesterday. So kept myself busy yesterday. Then today, I remind myself I have an 8:30 to 2:30 substitute virtual orientation training. The first 20 minutes of this training, Newt, is talking about how, not for medical precautions, not day-to-day kind of activities they're going to do as a substitute. No, the first 20 minutes, and I kid you not, and I'm not going to mention the county, and those of you that are local listeners, it's not the county you're thinking. It's not. Okay, it's not. And
don't lie to them. Don't lie to
them. Nuh-uh, did not lie whatsoever. But was instead we covered to know... get familiar with the Kardashians, Taylor Swift, TikTok, Instagram, my ass super stoned at 9 a.m. Again, not mentioning the county. Don't worry about my full name, everybody here. Just at Lil Joe. That's all you need to know. Go follow that. I got little names on that Instagram page.
Don't tag my man. Do not tag my man.
Yeah, do not at me for this. Please, Face the Franchise listeners, give me some love. Keep it discreet here as I share this story. Baked, I just simply type into the chat, LOL, I can't believe this is being brought up. I can't believe it was the first topic. But it was beautiful because I go on and I say, okay, this is how the day's going to go. I proceed to take about 3 just wonderful shits, an excellent shower, get a good workout in, YouTube/Cindy Cummings, YouTube Heather Robertson. Again, some great workouts you could do. I like it. Podcast already. I'm giving them a little bit more love. Ate an edible. So yeah, no jerk sessions. I was tempted. Definitely looked at some pics or two just to, saying juice is flowing and rolling. But it was a great morning. It was a great afternoon. Felt like a bit of a time waster. Feel like I'm ready to be a substitute is basically what I'm saying here, Nudie. What's going on, buddy? How are you doing? How's your quarantine been since I see you?
You know what?
And maybe we'll talk about football at some point during this episode.
Well, this brings it up. Like, there has been no news this week. Basically, we'll talk about the news that did happen.
We're talking about my fucking substitute orientation and Pornhub Premium more than usual because it has been one of the slowest weeks, I think, since the quarantine.
Listen, I can only do so much. I can only work out so much. I can only jerk off so much. I can only eat so much food. Yes, me personally, I can only eat so much food. The guy who eats 75 wings and an all-you-can-eat and probably shits his brains out. Fine. Don't judge me. You're not one to judge there, person.
I know I'm already very interrupty this episode, but I'm just saying, you look great. People that are listening, I don't know if we doing this on YouTube or not, but he looks great. I never compliment him. It's very rare. Soak it up. Enjoy it. It's never going to happen again in the history of the show. But, buddy, you look fantastic today.
Thank you, brother. You look good yourself. We're now having a dick-sucking contest, so this is great. But
hey.
I honestly, it's just been very boring. It's just I've been watching like Netflix shows. Like I said, I started this one show called 000 on Amazon Prime. It's about like the cocaine like deal, I guess, through like the eyes of different people, which is weird. I don't care. It's just something to do because listen,
I'm on Better Call Saul right now. Season 5. It's fucking fantastic. If you're a fan of Breaking Bad, never gotten to Better Call Saul. It's a little slow build. It's fucking dope. It's amazing. Well written. Go get it. Go find it. It's better than whatever nudity he's talking about. But continue.
I mean, it is because it's a good show. I did watch Never Call
Zero
Saul.
zero zero.
Zero. That's literally what I wish there was a different name. That's the only thing I was like, how do I
didn't mean to sound condescending. I realized maybe it did a little.
But my point is, it's like we were all on edge the other night because Jay Glazer, this piece of shit, this midget fuck. I love Jay Glazer. He's one of my favorite personalities. But my man blue-balled the shit out of the football world, blue-balled the breaking news world because he was the one last year who broke the news about Odell Beckham going to the Cleveland Browns. So we all knew the Cleveland Browns were looking kind of to shop OBJ. So we were all on pins and needles. Some dude from a fucking verified account. And this is why I hate the blue checkmark brigade, because they can suck my dick because they can say whatever they want and everybody will take of it as prophecy, like they're Prophet Muhammad. Like,
let them cancel us. I know they have those powers. I'm not very familiar with the blue check brigade.
This is the people who are like on radio.
But...
Yeah, they're all on radio. They're on TV. They blog about stupid shit. Listen, while your wife is getting railed by the fucking pool boy, I'm mad because of this. Because you can't just say, oh, OBJ to the Vikings for a second in a fifth round pick. I owe my sources. What was your sources? A lap dog? Like, I could do a better job in my room with a fucking laptop that doesn't even allow me to go to different sites thanks to computer of the company that I work for and this tiny ass TV. I could have broken better news. Point is, the man broke a news that was very, very humbling, I guess, which is Ryan Allen, our center for the Rams, had COVID-19. Okay, listen, very good news. I like it. It's fine. It's May. It's April. The dude's going to either be fine or not fine by the time.
You know what month we're in?
Huh?
Do you know what month we're in, buddy?
Wait, is it not April? I said April.
Yeah, I mean, you thought it was May for a moment. You did briefly say May. I won't. Hey, little details.
Hey, but the point is, it's just like the dude's going to either be fine or not fine by August, and we're all going to be like, come on, man. It's like, I get it. This is great news. Thank you for this, Jay Glazer. But don't build it up. Don't say I have big news at 11 p.m. on my show. Like, fuck off, dude. Like, I want to know if somebody's dick got punched in the nut. Like, I want to know that the Cleveland Browns fucked up. That's what I want to know. I don't care. Like, everybody's going to get COVID. At the end of the day, by 2021, everybody's going to get COVID. Either you survive or you don't. I'm sorry. It's just I'm very realistic now. I'm losing my mind. Don't put anybody in harm. But we're talking about April, about a football player who got it. He's either going to die or live. I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy, but that's it. He's going to live probably because he has money. But the point is, I was just pissed off. I was very angry. There was no AB content, which I'm super pissed about. This is the time I want you, AB. I actually go back on my word. AB, be a dickhead. Be a dickhead. We need you. Go ahead, Joseph. I'm sorry.
So the short and the sweet of it is Newt is still pissed with no news. Is still upset with no news. But yeah, it was a slow week. Cue the squirrel on the fucking water skis whenever you're ready. It was definitely a slow news week. No free agency frenzy. No crackhead dickhead AB updates. It was as I briefly already mentioned, man. It was rough. And then the blue ball to top it all off for the cherry on our Sunday of the OBJ trade. It sucks, man. And again, watch Better Call Saul. I'm telling you, that'll keep your interest going.
I already watched
Elite. I know you still. Did you go down to Elite? No, did you watch season 5? You didn't watch all of season 5.
Wait, is that the new one?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a new one.
I'm gonna give you a spoiler that's not a spoiler. All I'm gonna say is Hank may or may not be in season 5. Moving right along.
Well, thanks for that, dickhead.
It's not really
this guy.
though. It's just motivation to watch. It's motivation to watch.
God. All right.
Well, the franchise listeners, let us know if that's a spoiler or not. I don't think it is. But it's not. I don't think it is. It's a teaser. It's a teaser to come watch it.
Go ahead.
Anyway, you were so blown. Anyway,
I'm so pissed.
I mean, yeah, whatever. You're gonna throw this out. This is what the news media does. Whether it's NFL, whether it's sports, whether it's not sports, whether it's just fucking a slow murder week, not to get too dark. Whether it's a slow political week. There again, cue the squirrel on the water skis, and this week it's OBJ.
100%. I think it's just funny that because like. I don't think it would have been that big of a deal if he didn't hype it up. You don't say big news and then you come out with this. Like, say if you're going to do that and then come out an hour later and say what you said, that's fine. But don't say big news and then it's like I'm going to say it at 11 p.m. at night, 8 o'clock Pacific time or whatever. Like, don't pee on my head and tell me it's raining because this is bullshit. Anyway, I'm switching subjects because fuck
I like that.
Roger Goodell is doing the first round in his basement like I called it from the very beginning. He is going to have a live stream Zoom kind of bullshit, like a fan-only page where I'm donating money to get my rocks off to watch a guy tell me who the number one pick is through 32. But it's funny because everybody's making fun of this, especially like Ian Rappaport, who is like, there is no news that his dog, wife, and daughter is going to boo him yet or not, which is like, good one, Ian. Like, go back to your dad jokes. Love you. One of my favorite
personality Ian Rappaport has always been for the last decade and a half.
He's my man. Love him. But the point is
how I would describe him.
He's the man with the plan. But Roger Goodell, like, I just want to see this because it's comical. I don't want to see this for the obviously football value. Like, I'm going to watch the draft. What else am I going to watch? This is going to be so funny because I know there's going to be problems. I know there's going to be somebody who hacks into this thing, puts a dick in the page because there's been a problem with like hacking and like people putting like stupid shit in there. So I hope somebody finds it and hacks it, and then we have a problem and ESPN has to censor everything. But this is great. I'm glad they have something going on. Everything seems like on schedule. They said the schedule is coming out May 9th. This shows that it's going to be on schedule with the draft. Next Thursday, I guess we'll see. So, I don't know. Joe, how do you feel about him doing it in the basement like a fan-only girl?
I think it's a big mistake, dude. I think it's a big mistake. Here's why. Because I think Roger Goodell's finally going to expose himself for the true demon Satanist that he is. And I think we're going to see like a finger lingering over into a widescreen shot in the lens. I think we're going to see maybe possibly a body corpse, some screams in the background that he tries to cover up like this as he gets louder and talks over to announce Joe Burrow's the first draft pick of the NFL. I mean, it's a slow fucking news week, man. Who cares? I mean, this is what you got to do, I guess, in these times. I don't care. Who fucking cares? Is the quarantine over yet?
No.
Is it over?
No. I got to watch fucking fan-only Roger Goodell, dude. Like, I got to watch the Zoom shit. I'm going to watch the horse challenge tonight. I'm going to watch that garbage. Everything is garbage. Everything in life is garbage. I'm
down 200 on simulations, Nudie.
God damn it. And I think there's a simulation going on right now for 2K or FIFA, one of the two. So you can bet on that.
There's 2K show, there's Madden going on right now. You want the link, you want the plug. I got you.
Hit Joey up in his DMs if you want that shit. Plus, hey, you know who didn't lose money? And he deserved it. CMC inked up for 4 more years.
Ooh.
$60 million
per year. Longtime listeners are snapping and clapping right now. Not to claim, even though I just did. What a transition. He's out every time now. We pointed it out here on Face of the Franchise. And when Nude does a top 5 or higher one, I got to call it out. That was top 3, buddy. That's
all I'm saying is we can't linger.
Of the year. Go ahead.
If they want to donate to Roger Goodell's fan-only page, they can. But I'm going to talk about my man CMC. This is for the white people who believe they could be running backs. White people can be running backs too. And $15 million has shown it. Now, I got in a fight the other day with a Titans fan. So the Titans fan was talking about that's crazy. Now Henry wants the money. Henry wants this. I was like, Derrick Henry ain't going to get CMC money. He's not going to get Zeke money. Here's the problem with Henry. He trips on oxygen. CMC can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He can even throw the damn ball. Same with Zeke. you take those two out of their offenses, they don't move. CMC, well-deserved, $16 million, my man. You're going to be the number 1 draft pick in every fantasy draft next year. You're going to be great. I hope you keep going. I actually like CMC. I think he's a down-to-earth kind of player. He's kind of like a Zeke to me. I like Zeke, too. I like both running backs, actually. They both don't complain about their shitty quarterbacks. Dak Prescott sucks dick. They run hard.
Dak Prescott sucks dick. I will not cop over that. Dak Prescott.
No. Dak sucks. And it proved it. But this is CMC's time. You do your thing, young blood. Great that they inked it up. But did you know what the backlash of the problem is? Not only was that Henry thing, Joe Mixon now is saying he's holding out because he wants a new contract. Because CMC got a contract. Yeah, I ain't hit a girl for 4 years. I should get one too. Me. Fuck off.
It's like the kid. It's like there's the kid across the street that made the lemonade stand, built the lemonade stand himself out of hardwood, nails, and a fucking hammer. Goes out there, hand makes the lemonade, and the kid across the street says, "I want to make $100 too."
Exactly. And you're Joe Mixon. You
barely made the lemonade, let alone the stand.
Is Joe Mixon a good running back? Yes. Is he a CMC level running back? Fuck no. He is not. He sucks. I watched Joe Mixon play the last 3 weeks like he actually wanted to be a running back.
Right. The last 3 weeks is the key word.
Before that, this man was a ghost. This man was Casper. This man was gone.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Yep. Why are you asking this money? First of all, I'm getting off the rails. This was supposed to be a happy topic.
Just
CMC, you did great. You did great. How do you feel about CMC getting the contract and that cuckold Joe Mixon?
Oh, I was going to let you go off there again, buddy. But no, because we were getting very brotherly love, unlike us there. But I guess you're going to reel yourself in. We'll continue the brotherly love for very unlike face of the franchise. But I'm on the same page with you, man. And I had a funny feeling we'll be on the same page with this one. But, Matt Rule, the new Panthers coach, said it, I think, best himself. You can build around this guy as a centerpiece. You can build around this guy. Period. You can. He's earned it. He's proved it. I think you get it. He made Kyle Allen look like a decent QB.
Yep.
I'm sorry he's not, and I know exactly where the fuck he is going this year and exactly where he is staying. And it's very close to me. He's practically my neighbor, but I don't give a shit. I'm telling you, Christian McCaffrey is a running back you can build around. They're very rare and almost dead. I think Zeke is another one like that. I think Saquon's another one like that. I think that once Saquon's rookie contract expires, he's going to break the mold. I think Alvin has a shot to break the mold. Yep. I don't think Mixon's going to break the mold. Mixon's going to break the mold by any means. But CMC has definitely proven that ground, man. I've heard I don't know how many different stories you've heard of this kid's work ethic, but it's unmatched. It's unbelievable. I'm a big fan. So yeah, congratulations on the 16 mil. I think it's pretty simple. We're on the same page. Not much of a debate here. Congratulations, but he got a lot of hate, and I think that's why it's kind of weird. We're both on the same page, maybe to some of our listeners with this. But I whatever. It's the market. He doesn't deserve it. Blah 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 blah. You can argue if you remember earlier in the year or end of the season in 2019. What did I say? I said I think it was beginning of 2020. I said, hey. Yes, I understand what the market is. These quarterbacks are getting paid way, way above the rest of the players for a certain reason. That's kind of how it's gotten blown up value year after year. It's the Stafford rule, as we call it, right? But at the end of the day, I think some of these running backs deserve just as much as some of these QBs. Definitely more than a fucking Kyle Allen. Definitely more than a Dwayne Haskins. Definitely more than you can go on and name these middle-tier QBs, right? And it's about time. It's good to see, and I think hopefully this trend goes upward. I think in general, NFL contracts need to go upward. They're the most profitable. We never really talk about this on the show, but they're the most profitable professional organization in the world. But they have the third cheapest contracts per average to the NBA and MLB. It's insane.
Well, I'm going to tell you that reason why, but just real in a shorter answer is because their careers are usually shorter. Like Tom Brady is.
Right.
But that's another story for another day.
Sure.
I think to show like what you were talking about backlash for the running backs and stuff like that. I think it started with Le'Veon Bell because everybody's like, oh, look at what the Steelers did with Le'Veon, and now look at him with the Jets. He's not worth the money, blah, blah, blah. I was like, here's the reason why Le'Veon didn't get his money. Le'Veon didn't played one whole season without either A, suspended, or B, injured. That's why we didn't pay him. It's not because we were like, we didn't want to pay you, Le'Veon. It's because, Le'Veon, you weren't reliable. CMC, Zeke, Saquon when he gets his contract, these guys are playing week in, week out, and they are the offense. They catch, they run, and then you look at their quarterbacks. I mean, Zeke, we talked Dak, whatever you think of him, I think you and me believe he's average to below. You pay the running back that's in there.
Yeah.
CMC, Cam's gone.
We do agree on a couple things, huh, buddy?
Yeah. No, but CMC is like the whole offense there. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater is your quarterback now. It's like, I mean, like, you need CMC. Like, Todd Gurley, when he got paid, he was the only one there. Jared Goff is not that good either. When Alvin Kamara gets paid, who's going to be the quarterback for the Saints? We don't know. It might not be. It's definitely not going to be Drew Brees when he gets paid. Plus, Saquon, the same thing. Do we know Daniel Jones is going to be good? Who knows? I'll tell you one thing. It's just you pay the running backs that you know for a fact. It's like, Dan, if we don't pay you, or we won't have an offense. We don't have an offense. Like, it's like, and you're reliable. You can catch the ball. All three things, all the running backs I mentioned deserve it. Joe Mixon, you don't, because you don't fit that mold, brother. Even though your quarterback's ass, but you're getting the best quarterback in the draft. On a more serious note about quarterbacks, it's kind of sad to see like a guy this young pass away. Tarvaris Jackson, we played for the Vikings, the Seahawks, and all that. He unfortunately died in a car accident outside his home in Alabama. If you guys don't know his story, Tarvaris was the quarterback on the Vikings who basically shocked the world before Teddy got there. And he got traded to the Seahawks. He was supposed to be the Seahawks starter until there was a guy in the third round from Wisconsin who they drafted named Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson blew everybody away.
He started to interrupt. I believe he started the 2011 season.
He did.
Yeah.
But there was Russell Wilson. So it's like Russell Wilson was there.
Features babysitter.
Yeah. So, I mean, the man took it on the chin. He said, you know what? I mean, Russell was a one-on-lifetime player. We see now that he was right. It's just sad because he was a good player, in my opinion, who didn't really get an opportunity. Kind of like how Tyrod is now. But you know what? R.I.P., man. Rest in peace. Prayer for you and your family. I'm just happy it wasn't something like – I'm not happy at all, but it's like more than likely you think it's COVID or something. But it's glad that it wasn't something that crazy. But it's crazy to think that he was taken away at the age of 30. So
36, yeah, and it's pretty rough, man. And he was somebody I think too that was definitely underlooked, definitely a huge athletic talent. Got a little gem for you about him, Nudie. I was looking him up and trying to look for a kind of a cool story, and I found something on him. He actually had a moment in the Super Bowl. I don't know if you remember this or not.
Oh.
Back in the 2014 Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos. If you remember,
when the shellacking?
Yeah, after the shellacking, smacking, and spanking, they gave the Broncos, I believe, at 2:08. Exactly at 2:08, he takes a snap at 3rd and 10, gets rushed to the left, throws the ball out of bounds. Yeah, go ahead and check that for me there. But yeah, throws the ball out of bounds. Just check the facts on that. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. Goes to the left, throws the ball out of bounds. And then the Broncos go ahead and try to score for the rest of the game. But Tarvaris Jackson did, in fact, play for a moment in the Super Bowl. So there's a little fun story there. Had his moment of fame. Definitely hard worker, guy that stood out amongst his teammates and it obviously held him in high regard. And paved the way and moved out of that starting position he probably should have had for somebody that obviously has been one of the once-a-generation quarterback in Russell Wilson and also future's babysitter.
Exactly. So it's I mean, thoughts and prayers to his family. That's kind of the biggest news that we had today, other than CMC, obviously. And then it's just been a whirlwind when you know the offseason has nothing better to do than NFL teams coming out with new jerseys. Like, we had the Falcons come out with new jerseys. We had the Buccaneers come out with new jerseys. The Browns came out with new jerseys yesterday. Okay, let me just tell you. Browns went back to their
I didn't even look these up, to be honest with you.
I'm gonna just tell you. Browns got their old jerseys back. The fucking brown, and the Buccaneers went back to their old jerseys, so they weren't very brand new except for their alternates. And then you have the fucking Falcons, who have, if you ever saw The Longest Yard, had the Mean Machine jerseys on. Like, I was just like,
fuck yeah.
I'm like, who's approving this? Like, both of the Buccaneers and the Browns were both like, oh, we're going back to the tradition of winning. What tradition of winning? What tradition of winning? You Buccaneers, you have Tom Brady now, 42-year-old Tom Brady. Browns, you were all talking about Super Bowl last year. Look what happened. Nothing. It's like,
hey, Buccaneers tradition of winning, 1999. Browns tradition of winning, Jim Brown.
It's just crazy, man. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the only suggestion and tidbit I would have here for you, Nude, is I don't know how much of a Madden fan you are. We never really talked about this, but there's a new segment this year on Madden that's called Madden KO. Now, these jerseys they have on Madden KO are super obnoxious, super cloudy, super in your face, and just really just vibrant, absorbent, and it's what I need in the NFL. They often look like curtain patterns in this game, in this section of this game, again called Superstar KO. So my Madden fans that are familiar with this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's the kind of jersey I need, man. I want you to look like a fucking great curtain out there, baby, when you're playing. I want the defenders to be so distracted by you, they don't know which way is up and which way is down.
Right. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, it just good. Like, I went to school for marketing and shit like that. It's just like, come on. Like, what are you doing? Like, and then I talked to my friends in Cleveland. They're like, yeah, they just ran out of stock for the jerseys. I was like, don't you guys have these jerseys already? Like, are you getting just a Nick Chubb jersey? Like, what the fuck? Like, these are not brand new jerseys. Like, these are the same jerseys. But,
yeah, again, a little innovativeness, a little creativity. Like I tell you, when you answer the phone, a little innovativeness, a little creativity. For those that you don't know, I make all my buddies get into a game where you must say, when I say hello on the phone, you must say some kind of animal and a sexual creature or sexual object. I don't want to get too much into it. But like I tell Nudie, he's always lacking in creativity. Again, NFL, find some creativity, find some innovation.
You're bullshitting. You're bullshitting.
I think we both know I'm not, buddy. And I think we have a little NFL off-season must-needs and moves preview.
It's honestly funny that this is going to be the second to last one that we do. And you know what? I'm just so happy that the last team we get to do is the Ravens. But
me too, bud. Me too. As brotherly love as we've been in this show, I didn't want to say it, but I knew once we got to the Ravens section, that would die very quickly.
Woo! Baby! But
I got the boxing gloves on. Let me chug this beer and let's get it going.
But let's be honest, the other two teams are the Texans and the Seahawks, so we'll probably be on the same page with the Texans and what their nonsense is. But let's start with them. So the Houston Texans. Sure. And Cat Williams said it best. He said, I hate a dumb, smart dude. I preface this because I didn't, but
love it. Preach, buddy. Go.
Bill O'Brien is that dumb, smart dude. Like, he traded away DeAndre Hopkins because he's like, oh, we don't have to pay a wide receiver that much money because we're going to have to get the Brinks truck for Deshaun Watson one day. Cool. You traded him for David Johnson, a guy who's had problems in the past with his running, who's not that young. He is the running back that you wanted, but you traded away DeAndre Hopkins for him, and then now you don't have a first-round pick because of the Larry Tunsil trade to the Dolphins, and you have Kenny Stills, the Bills, and you traded to get Brandon Cooks. You traded that second-round pick you got for DeAndre Hopkins for Brandon Cooks You have a bunch of wide receiver twos with one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. You have David Johnson. You have an offensive line that is just shit. On defense, don't get me started on defense. You have J.J. Watt, probably one of the best defensive players of all time. But you have nothing else around him. Clowney's gone, the clown show. And then you lost a lot of respect on the other side. Everybody can throw the ball on you. Like, I just feel bad for Deshaun Watson because he is a good player. He's just a very good player. But Bill O'Brien as a GM, fuck this team. And I think this team might be in the running for a top 3 pick next year. And for this year, I hope they fix the offensive line. They get somebody like the center from LSU. I forgot his name in the second round. You build around Deshaun Watson. You get a wide receiver, maybe the guy from Arizona State who's athletic enough and won't miss the first round. I think he doesn't go in the first round. You can get somebody like that. But this team has so many holes that not having a first-round pick is so crazy. And I just can't believe that we're in this scenario with all this shit. I mean, Joe, speak on your thing with the Texans.
I mean, I got a couple issues with the Texans. Number one, I mean, I think you hit the nail right on the head there, buddy. To be on the same page to start off the bat here. I mean, first of all, I did not understand that trade. I talked about it when it first happened whatsoever. David Johnson is literally just a definition of a red flag. I don't see any high potential. Then you got Cooksey, who's just all over the damn place and literally is the traveling wide receiver at this point, is like the Bigfoot that goes from country to country trying to put a little scare and inspiration maybe in the country. But how does Bigfoot put inspiration in the country? And then again, I think Watt needs help like nobody's business at defense. It's pretty desolate. To say top 3 pick, I think is a bit extreme because there's a lot of dog shit that's going to be coming into this 2020 season, to be honest. I think
100%.
I'm on record with saying 2019 worst NFL season of all time in terms of just play and content, and I think 2020 just cranks that up even higher, buddy, at a double speed here and at turbo speed, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But if I am the Texans and I'm trying to save this sinking ship, and again I put the bullets in the ship already, I'll go who I think they should draft. You draft a running back in the second round right away. I don't care if you need help in defense or not. David Johnson, you're not going to have a running back in the first 3 weeks. I don't care what you say. You're not going to have what you got. He's going to be gone. I don't have faith in him. He, again, is just a trap. I like this boy, DeAndre Swift. Not a lot of people have talked about him coming out of the draft. Someone that's kind of silent out of Georgia. I think it's somebody that will look like finally a decent move from the Texans, where, especially in the draft, too, to be honest, besides maybe Deshaun, has been pretty Deshaun and DeAndre has been pretty questionable over the years. So, in terms of who the Dolphins are going to come back and get, and the Dolphins are just getting a fucking steal away in the first draft, but they'll probably blow it, or the first round, and they'll probably blow it as they almost always do. I like this boy, Antoine Winfield, a safety out of, and I just had it pulled up, and then, of course, my laptop was my laptop. Give me a moment here, nude. And it's loading. Safety out of, give me one more.
Take your shot.
At Minnesota. Safety out of Minnesota. And this guy honestly been underranked, looking pretty good in terms of leadership. A lot of people talked about that in Minnesota. Had several articles written about his leadership. It's a guy I actually was tempted to look up his highlight tapes on YouTube. Check him out. If the Dolphins are smart, they go with that Antoine Winfield at pick 27.
Right. So, Texans, good luck. The reason why I said this is because I think Bill O'Brien's just going to run you to the ground because, I'm sorry, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Because you guys literally went from obscurity to being actually one of the best teams in the NFL. Now look at you.
Bill O'Brien is the captain of the mid-2008 and 8 coaches, and I don't understand how he still has a job in this league.
Well, he has a job in this league because they go to the playoffs, and you're like, fuck. Like, we can't fire a guy that took us to the playoffs. It's like, God damn it. But to a team
Meh.
that always seems to be around, no matter how bad their situation always gets.
Yeah.
The
As long
Seahawks.
as you got, once again, and I know this bit
Russell
has not worked
Wilson.
with you at all, features babysitter, you'll stay around for a while. Continue. Go ahead.
Russell Wilson is your quarterback. You'll be in every single discussion to win a Super Bowl, playoff game, everything. He makes people like Josh Gordon and DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett look good. He's a good quarterback. Their offensive line is pretty desolate. The running backs are pretty good. I like Chris Carson, and I do think Penny will be good if he stays healthy. He was very good before he got hurt, and I hate to do this. It's like we're in the Delvin Cook kind of thing. It's like you really got to make sure you stay healthy this time and you do well.
Sure.
We will see what he does with Greg Olsen, their big pickup in free agency, a guy who picked them over the Redskins and the Bills because he wanted to play with Russell Wilson. So there's the Russell Wilson effect.
And your career, you want a shot at the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
With the other two.
You have your quarterback on the other side and Bobby Wagner. We'll see what Javion Clowney does with this $18.5 million offer. Probably won't sign it. He probably will jerk around too much and lose all that money. They have the Thompson twins in the back, so we'll see what they do. I mean, this team never is out of contention, and I think that's why I'm going to give them Ezra Cleveland, the offensive line from Boise State. I mean, that's really the missing piece is a good offensive line. That's when they had a good offensive line. You saw what happened. They went to 2 Super Bowls. Run it in, Marshawn. Don't throw it, Russ. Oh, shit, there it goes. 1 Super Bowl went down the drain, but, they went back. They won another Super Bowl, like we said. So, I mean, take it how you get it, you know what I mean? So, it's good. So, I'm happy. We'll see what happens. Seahawks, you keep doing your 12-man shit.
Nudie and Lil Joe have a pick match. So I'm going to switch up. I did have Ezra Cleveland as well. Again, very much on the same page for our first 2 rounds of our NFL offseason previews. So I'm going to go ahead and switch I'm going to switch my player up. Before I get into that, though, I agree with you, man. I mean, I think, honestly, an offense's team can work it out. I think that DK is going to come into his own. You hope that Rashad Penny and Chris Carson kind of start to spark a little bit more. They show these flashes. They haven't shown enough to me yet, but there's enough, at least on the table, to where maybe you can, once you get a DK, you get a Tyler Lockett, you kind of get things swinging a little bit more. We can see what's going to happen. I think if you don't get Clowney and you don't get Hassan signed, who you didn't mention Hassan as well, also unsigned. I don't think Clowney's going to sign. Then you got it. Then you go for an edge rusher here, right? You go for an edge pass rusher here. I think best bet is a boy named Yetur Gross-Matos out of Penn State. Sorry for kind of the racist pronunciation of that. Let me say it as wide as I can. Yetur Gross-Matos. Still probably fucked it up. I like this boy a whole lot. Again, another boy that I think has been really underrated this whole entire draft. I think somebody that could arguably have gone mid-round here. Going to be super explosive. Fit into that Seahawks defense quite swell and well. I like this kid a whole lot. We'll see what happens, dude.
Yeah, man. Now.
You know what? All quarantine. You've gone first on almost every segment for every episode of the quarantine. So I'm going to go ahead and do is you're going to shut your fucking...
Not this one. Not this one. Not this one.
What do you mean not this one? I haven't gone for any other. I'm going first. So here's how it's going to go now.
No. Because you want to discredit what I'm about to say. That's what you want to do.
Here. You say first. Okay. You go ahead. You say, I'll give you 3 sentences, then you let me go first, my piece, and then you go. Is that fair? I give you 3 sentences.
No, because I need more than 3 sentences. So you go, and then I'll say my piece. Because you know what? Right. You know why I want to do this? It's the Baltimore Ravens. That's what we're going to talk about. You go ahead, and I'll go last. Go ahead.
Listen, man, I mean, first of all, this is not my team, but I just want to go ahead and have a moment to go first, make sure they're fairly represented, that you don't have time to throw them into the ground, because let's be honest, I don't think there's a whole lot this team needs at offense. Clearly, you have a once in
A QB for
100 to
starters.
every 200 years type of player come along. Maybe a player we'll never see again in not only our lifetime, but our grandchildren's lifetime.
100
to 200. To 200. And so, I mean, I think that you can pretty much pioneer what you need to around that. I think this guy's shown how much he can improve from season to season, as we saw from 2018 to 19. I think 19 to 2020, locked up in the quarantine. He's locked up in the lab. We know Lamar's going to be going to work. You got Ingram coming back. Hollywood Brown going to start coming to his own a little bit, develop more as a receiver. That defense, though, I'm still a little bit worried about. I mean, you have a couple pieces that went away this season. Linebackers looking sketchy, dude. Linebackers looking real sketchy out here. There's a couple of potential people that could still be out there in the board. However, the one boy that I like more than most, and again, my laptop is going to war with me here, but I'm not going to let that slow me down, Face the Franchise listeners. Don't you worry. Is going to be, and I just had him pulled up, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the one, the only, and I think a boy, well, D-line, but I still like him, and I think it'll be a good compliment to this defense, is a boy named Neville Gilmore out of Oklahoma, somebody that absolutely led this Oklahoma defense this season. Just someone that's going to disrupt and add what the Ravens do. He's literally Ravens' motto of just tear up, draw blood, fuck them up, chuck them up defense that's gotten them to win 2 Super Bowls faster than any franchise in history. Neville Gilmore, I think, will be a great addition to a franchise that's clearly going to go on a Super Bowl run. Newt?
Okay. Well, now that we're done with the fairy tale portion of this fucking episode, I'll tell you the truth. I think
Princess is coming now.
I think we're gonna pretend like the Titans didn't figure Lamar out. We're gonna pretend like Mark Ingram didn't have his pussy hurt during the game against the Titans. We're gonna pretend like we saw that
everyone has an off game.
Marquise Brown is going to get.
Did you see the first Rocky movie, motherfucker?
Did I see the first Rocky movie? Of course I have. This is not Rocky.
What happened?
This guy's Clubber
What
Lang.
happened?
Clubber Lang. They are in Rocky 3. They're Clubber Lang. They beat up on Rocky.
This season, 2020, Rocky 2, Lamar's version in studios.
No.
It's coming soon.
No.
Yes.
I was actually gonna take the high road. I was gonna take it out. I'm just spitting facts. What happened? They suck.
So am I. Fairy tales. Hogwash.
Point is, they got a lot better on defense with Derek Wolfe and with Calais Campbell. They fixed some problems on defense, which they needed because clearly they couldn't stop Derrick Henry. And that's what I'm saying. Point is, their defense got better. We'll see Lamar and see how good he does. And being a quarterback.
Rocky 2.
We will see.
And Rocky 4.
First of all, he's
kind of Rocky 5.
I'm not going to predict where they end up because nothing short of a Super Bowl for you. I'm backlashing this team. This team it's going to take a step back, Joey. Whether you want it to them or not, they're going to take a step back.
Why are you so certain? Listeners, if you're a first-time listener, me and you go back and forth. The main idea of this podcast is who is the true face of the franchise? Is it Patrick Mahomes? Is it Lamar Jackson?
Did he not prove it?
Lamar. He believes it's Mahomes. We won't get in that debate right now.
We're still doing this narrative when the guy just won the Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl.
It is of a franchise. A franchise is something that develops over a long period of time.
It took him 2 years.
You don't even know the definition of franchise. The main concept of your show that you started. You don't even know.
Patrick Mahomes,
you don't even know the definition of it.
Lamar's in his 3rd year now trying to do this shit.
A franchise, first of all, first year starting all the way through, okay, was last year. Second of all, franchise. I need a 10-year period to determine who is the franchise. So once we are doing
who's in the league right now?
Show, for 10 years. Then we can officially determine and drop this narrative. Till then, because you won one battle. You won one battle. All of a sudden,
one battle.
It's over. No, it's over.
One battle. This man couldn't hit the fucking ocean if he was at the beach. Lamar couldn't hit fucking land.
What? Dude,
he couldn't throw the ball.
Dude, he had highest
5-0.
Highest passing completion as of a quarterback, Lamar Jackson.
Joey, open your eyes, man. What are you talking about?
3,000, 1,000 yards rushing. Like, who else can do that? Nobody. And that's just
it
the
was
beginning.
the offensive scheme that they didn't understand how to stop them. The Titans have the blueprint. We now have the blueprint.
Listen.
The blueprint.
They didn't want to hear us dive into this. We will have the debate before the year starts. I promise you that, face of the franchise listeners. That is the ongoing long question of this show, is who is the true face of the franchise? I am Team Lamar.
I'm ending the show.
Kermit the Frog, a.k.a. the definite loser. Listen, you won one battle. Don't get too cocky. It's a bad look. Move on.
You know what?
Come back stronger.
I'm not wasting any more time. Jonathan Taylor, running back from Wisconsin. You go here. Done. We're finished. There you go. Enjoy it.
Anything else to add, buddy?
Oh, my God. Please check out us crossover with Hoopin' and Hollerin', another show that we have at Four Corners. We're going to do a live Periscope at the draft. More of these conversations, live reactions. I mean, they're Zooming. Might as well we Zoom too and get this going. So please check us out.
Boom, baby.
So check us out on Instagram Live.
Podcast ever.
we're gonna Instagram Live it. We're gonna Periscope it. We'll do YouTube. It's gonna be from the Four Corners account and from their personal accounts. Lil Joe, Austin has one. The other guy and Ellis does too. So they'll come in from theirs. Other than that, please book your podcast bookings at Four Corners Studio. DM us, email us. We're all over social media. Follow our catalog, Face of the Franchise, Hoopin' and Hollerin', Degenerates for Us, The Last Nice Guys, Bread and Butter, Free Therapy, Five Holers. You know what it is. BR number 8. Let's get it. Other than that, please be safe. Enjoy your weekends. And then I can't wait for this fan-only draft. So
donate to all those hungry porn stars everywhere.
Exactly. So
stimulus checks.
As always, stay breezy, stay easy. One love.
Ha ha!